Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Put in the chat where you guys are watching me from so I can shoot you guys a shout out. Today we're gonna continue talking about the same title, the same thing that we actually was talking about yesterday. Why is it a good idea to take a step back? That's what we're gonna be talking about. Once again, welcome to the JUBIE Vibe. Gladly I appreciate you guys here today. Um, I appreciate you all for everything that you guys been doing. The one that been watching me, sticking around. Greatly I appreciate it. It's depending on where you guys are watching me right now. I would gladly appreciate you guys. Subscribe, follow, share, like, and comment will greatly appreciate it. Appreciate it. I actually started like a little bit early. You know, I start a little bit early. Supposed to be at 7. I start like a couple minutes early, but it's all good. We're just gonna relax a little bit, doing different things. Different strategy. Yesterday, I went live at 1 p.m. Central Time yesterday, but the time actually didn't work for me. So yeah, I decided to switch it to 7 p.m. Central USA time every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My goal is to stream every day. My goal is to be a full-time streamer, but I'm starting this as a part time. As a part time, I do have all the things, all the streaming that I do, but in this channel, I do it as part time. 1 second. Yeah, so I do it like part time, but the goal is to do it full time. So I'm asking you guys to, you know, to s- to support your boy. Without you guys, I will not be able to do it without you guys. So I will not be able to do it. That's why I'm asking you guys to help your boy out. We'll greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Dun, dun. There's something that I am doing before. Like I said, this is not a podcast. This is just like a streaming. We're just gonna ease out. We're just gonna relax. We're gonna ease out. We're gonna relax. Not gonna stress about things. Yeah, not gonna stress about things. We're just gonna chill, relax, vibe. You know, we're gonna relax, chill, vibing, and stuff like that. So yeah, all of my stuff are disappeared on me. My notes, everything is disappeared on me. But I'm gonna go back at it. You know. Yeah. So why is it a good idea? Why is it a good thing? Hello, welcome. Why is it a good thing to actually take a step back? Take a step back in life. Take a step back in things that actually you know happening. Yesterday when I was live yesterday, I actually was talking about like the video that Carl Sana actually posted on YouTube. The title was, like I quit. He actually was explaining to people the reason why he actually quit, the reason why he decided not to do things, not to be a streamer. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people having problem because they are so used to podcasts are not actually, doing entertainment, doing a whole lot of stuff. People are not pleased, of the decision. But at the same time, when you think about it, just like I said yesterday, you know, I have a feeling that I have a feeling that, you know, he took a step back. He took a step back because he said that he don't want to only known as a streamer. Because like being like a streamer, you have to be in front of the camera every day. Like you have to be present. Like you cannot just record a video and then like post it. Some people do it like that. They publish the video as live, and then when people think they are live, they actually not live. But when you think about it, it doesn't look good like that. But when you're like a live streamer, you have to be there. Like you have to be in the stream, and then there's a lot of pressure into it. There's a lot of pressure into it. There's a lot of stuff into it. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things into it. There's a lot of thinking. So he feel that he doesn't have time to focus on the other goal that he actually have. Like other things that he would like to do, he don't have time to do it. That is true. Cause like when you're like in front of the computer 24/7, 7 days a week, you will not have the time to focus on the other stuff that you want to do. You know, you will not have the time to do that. So I believe that he took a step back so he can think about his new ideas, so he can think about the way to actually come with the thing that he want to do. Cause like he have not been live for 3 months. So the video that he actually posted yesterday showed everybody that he is which country is it? He's in another country, doing different things. Like he's learning how to sew, he's learning how to make clothes, he's learning how to make shoes because right now he wants to focus on his clothing brand. He wants to focus on his clothing, brand. So when he actually put that video, I just sent a comment to his video saying like, like everything will work out, God have your back. And some people like put in like negative comment, like, oh why, blah 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 blah. It's just like you're not in the person's shoes. Like you do not know the reason why what the man been going through that make him make that decision. A lot of people right now doing everything they can, like me, to be a streamer. We want to be a streamer. Like we want to be just like Carl. We want to be just like Actual Speed. We want to be just like Mr. Beast. We want to be those stuff. Like we want to make it into a level that we're doing so much. We're doing a lot of things because we want to be famous. We want to go out. We want people to do this. We want people to do that. We want people to support us. We want to make money online. We want to like quit your 5 to 9 jobs. We want to quit off 9 to 5 job. So I kind of understand like the reason why he made that decision, because I myself actually was doing the same thing last year. I took a step back and thinking about everything that I'm doing right now. I took a step back, like saying like, what, the new year is actually coming. 2025, it's almost over for 2026 to actually enter. So I took a step back myself. I said, you know what? I gotta think about different things. I gotta think about what I need to do to actually be better, you know, to actually do different things, you know. And then last year I was focused on so many different, like so many different like streaming things. I was doing gaming, live gaming. I was doing IOL, and I was doing like another podcast. I was doing like maybe like three to four different stuff at the same time. That kind of stressed me out. That kind of stressed me out, give me like a lot of stress, and then I had to take a step back. You know, I had to take a step back to ask myself, what is it that I want to be? Where I want to be at 5 years from now, maybe 6 years from now. I asked myself, like, what are the things that I want to accomplish in my life in 2026? I believe that's exactly what Carl did. That's why the last video he made, he actually was talking about mental health problem. He was talking about like a whole lot of different things. And then yesterday he posted that video on YouTube. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Yeah, I believe it was yesterday. He posted that video on YouTube, and then like because the man is stressed. The man is stressed. You guys may not know, but the man is stressed. The man is stressed. The man is going through it. The man is going at it. You know, the man is, you know, yeah. It's just like sometimes instead of us whining, about things, instead of us jump and say things, we need to put ourselves in that person's shoes to actually know why that person, did that. Why that person decided to act like that. Why that person decided to change his life. So that's why, we have to take a step back. Yesterday when I was live as well, I also talk about like take a step back and also be in a relationship. Take a step back and also be in a relationship. Especially like people that in a bad relationship. People that in a relationship where your boyfriend might be beating you up, your girlfriend is mistreating you, sorry, or your husband is mistreating you, your wife is mistreating you, your wife is cheating on you, your husband is cheating on you, your boyfriend is cheating on you, or your girlfriend is cheating on you. You've been doing the best you can to make the relationship work, and then like it's not working out. So you need to take a step back and ask yourself, you know what? I gotta make a difference. You know, I have to make a difference. Like I don't want to keep being like that. You know, I don't want to be like that. You know, I don't want to allow myself to stress in a relationship that that's not good for my health. So you gotta take a step back. Take a step back to actually think about, am I the problem? Sometimes we think that other people are the problem, but we end up being the problem. You know, it could be like when someone is talking to you, the way you respond to your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife. It can be like, something simple might happen, right? Something very simple might happen. And then you add more fluent to it, make the fire go, like bigger and bigger. There's something I always say, fire cannot put out fire. Fire cannot pull out fire. If somebody's mad, the other person have to be the water, because only water can pull out fire. You know, yeah, they do have chemical, blah blah blah, but I'm not gonna say all those chemical names because there's a lot of them that I actually don't know. Yeah, they do have chemical that actually put out fire. But the easy thing that I can say is water. So if I'm if I'm heat up, you have to be able to, like, to control yourself to help me to come down. Because if both of us is heat up, you know, the fire just gonna keep going up. So that's one of the reasons why we have to take a step back. We still in the beginning of the year, is only 15 days within the year. Happy New Year for the people that are watching me. I think I'm gonna spend the whole month of January telling people Happy New Year, because January is the first, like the first month of the year. So I'm gonna say Happy New Year for the rest of January. So yeah, Happy New Year, and once again, welcome to the JUBIE Vibe. Gladly appreciate the people that are watching me. I am multi-streaming, so wherever you are watching me, don't be shy. It's not gonna hurt to just follow me. It's not gonna hurt to comment. It's not gonna hurt to like to share, to like my video, because the more you do that, the more you're gonna help me to grow. Thank you for the comment. Gladly appreciate it. Yeah. So taking a step back. Yesterday, I also say another way that you can take a step back. It's like money rise. A lot of us we broke. It's not because we don't make money. A lot of us we broke. It's not because you don't have money. It's because you don't know how to control the money. Every little money that got into your hand, you just jump and burn it out. You know, you jump and burn the money. You're spending the money on things that you don't have to. Feel me? You're spending your money like on things that you want, instead of you spending your money in things that you need. There's a difference between want and needs. Most people, like, they don't really think about that. Like, they got the money, they just want to blow it. They don't care. They just want to spend the money everywhere. And then they have a problem to pay their bills. So we have to take a step back on that. You know, a lot of people think like taking a step back mean you're gonna fail. A lot of people gonna tell you, like, if you take a step back, it's like you're gonna lag, you're gonna delay, you're gonna, like, end up hurting yourself. You're gonna end up putting yourself in more and more problem. Or some people might tell you that, some people might tell you that, oh, you're a failure. They're gonna make you feel that you're a failure, but I am here to tell you, that's not true. You know, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Taking a step back could be the strongest decision that you can make. You know, taking a step back can be like one of the biggest doors that will open in your life to help you grow stronger, to help you be better. Sometimes we rush into things because we have not take the time to do your research, or to like, to try to know the thing before you jump in it. You just jump in it, so you haven't given yourself time to actually think. So when you take a step back, and then you allow yourself to actually not talk, you allow yourself to actually think. I guarantee you, you're gonna figure it out all the error that you made. You're gonna figure it out all the problem that you made. You're gonna figure it out if I am the problem. You're gonna figure it out if the person is the problem. You know, you're gonna figure it out if the route that I'm going through, if it is the right route or the wrong route. You're gonna figure out a lot of things, so that will give you time. That will give you time to actually be become a better husband, become a better boyfriend, become a better wife, become a better girlfriend, become a better sister, a better brother, a better father, a better mother, better kid, better grandpa. Like taking a step back is in everything, you know? And then, like, if you've been doing streaming, like me trying to be, not trying, like me in the process of becoming a full time streamer, if you've been streaming for like let's say 2 years, right? And then you see like within that 2 years, I'm not gonna say 2 years, let's say 3 years. You see like within that 3 years, you haven't grow yet. Your stream still have zero views. Your stream still have your chat still have zero views, zero change, zero activity. So you got to take a step back and ask yourself why, and ask yourself like why I don't have viewers yet. I've been streaming every day for 1 2 years and I'm still dealing with zero viewers. So you take a step back, you think about that. Like I bet you like when you start thinking, you're gonna figure it out. Maybe I need to change my strategy. Maybe I need to change, the kind of things that I talk about. Maybe I need to change the kind of conversation that I have. Maybe my background needs to change. Maybe my light needs to be more bright. Maybe my camera needs to be better. Maybe like my mic needs to be better. My voice needs to be like deeper and deeper. Maybe I need to be more hype. Maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that. So when you take a step back and then you think, I guarantee you will figure it out. You will figure it out. You will figure the what exactly you need to do. So that's what I've been telling myself. I'm still gonna do my gaming, but I choose not to mix it up. This channel I would just do, like just chatting. And then the more I grow, the more things I'm gonna add. I wanna be like actual speed travel around the world, showing people different things, showing people different food. Like just do my streaming like that. But right now I have to start somewhere. This is my starting point. My starting point is sitting in front of you guys, in front of the camera, you know, talking to you guys, you know. And then like every Friday, I plan on doing video reaction. I'm gonna find multiple videos of things that's happening, like different topic, different things. We're gonna review the video, talk about the video. We're gonna do it like that. And then for my gaming one, you know, I have planned for that. So those are the two things that I'm focused on right now. I'm gonna try not to do too much. And then I told myself, right now I'm starting. I don't have to stream every day. I don't have to stream every day because I don't have a lot of viewers. Yes, by the grace of God, I might have like 5, 6. Yeah, yesterday was very good. Yesterday on YouTube alone, I had almost 200. You know, like, but today it's not 200. It's just like someday you might get lucky, seeing like a lot, especially when you bring new people. Because yesterday was my first day, doing this just chatting. My YouTube channel is not brand new, but I just started this show yesterday. You know, people just probably wanted to know what this channel is all about. And then people just dropping by. Yeah, the 100 something viewer didn't last for a very long time, but it's just people, like just want to know. So you take a step back, you think about those stuff. Another way that you can take a step back is within a friendship. Within a friendship, because there's a lot of people that's around you right now that's not supposed to be around you. you know because that person is like draining you out. That person, instead of them help you to be better, to do better, they are the one that standing on your way to make you not be better. You know, they are the one that giving you bad advice. They are the one that telling you, yo, you wasting your time, man. You shouldn't be doing that. You know, and then like when you think about it, the thing that you're trying to do is something that's good for you, that's gonna be good for your family, that's gonna be good for your health, that's gonna be good for your future. But because they're not trying to do better for their life, and then they see you trying to do better, they're gonna try to discourage you. They're gonna try to give you bad advice to make you stop trying to do better. Some friend, they just want you to continue do the same thing they are doing. You know, they are struggling, they want you to struggle too. They don't have nothing going on for their life. They don't want nothing to go good for you in in your life. You know, these friends that you have right now, they are like drug dealers, right? You know, they're selling drugs. You know, they're taking drugs. They sleeping around with multiple women, going to strip club, going to club, going to bar, doing all this craziness, getting tattoos all over, earring all over, sagging their pants, going to jail, back and back, back and back, back and back. And then they know what they are doing is not good. They know, a lot of them know that they need to change. Like, you know, they need like a better life, but they choose not to have a better life. And then they see that you trying to have a better life. They see that you trying to do better. You trying to be better. So what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna discourage you. You know, they're gonna say like, yo, man, you know, let's do this thing. Let's get this money. Let's get this money, boy. Let's get this money. There's a lot. Yeah, selling dope. There's a lot of money in selling dope. Yeah, there's a lot of money in robbing bank. Yeah, there's a lot of money, you know, in scamming people, but there's only two ways. There's only two location when you do those stuff. One, you go to jail, or you go to the graveyard. You know, because like doing those stuff, you're gonna end up getting shot by another gang member, getting shot by another drug dealer because you in that spot, you in that zone, you in that block. They're gonna come to you say, "Yo, that's my block. What you doing like in my block?" And then you trying to act up, you know, like trying to show that you're not a punk. You ain't scared of them. You're gonna start acting up like that. Yo, what's going on with you, man? That my blood. That ain't your blood. That's my blood, cuz. What you doing, boy? You know? And then what you think gonna happen? If the other one have a gun, they're gonna grab their gun, they're gonna start shooting. So if the other one got a gun, they're gonna start doing a whole lot of stuff. You got a gun, they got a gun, you grab your gun, he grab his gun, and then you guys start shooting. Somebody might end up getting shot, somebody might end up dying. People are gonna have to call the police, get you locked up, and everything like that. So they already know what they're doing is not good. They need to stop it. But they always say money is good. Money is good. They don't want to stop. You know, money is good. They do not want to stop. You know, so you need to take a step back from that. You need to think. You need to take a step back and do a cleanup in your life. A lot of us, we need a cleanup. You know, a lot of us, we need a cleanup, not just a simple cleanup. A lot of us, we need a deep cleaning, a deep cleanup in our life. You know, a deep cleanup of people around you. There's people around you shouldn't be around you. We need like a deep cleanup to like to remove like things that you are doing, the way you dress, the way you talk, you know, the place you go. You know, a lot of us, we've been doing the same thing for years, years and years and years and years, and then you are in the same situation. You are going through the same problem, you know? You are going through the same mental health problem. You are going through the same, you know, the same problem, you know? You are going through the same struggle, and then you kept doing the same thing over and over. So you need to take a step back. It is a good thing to take a step back. Don't listen to people if you choose to take a step back. They're gonna tell you that you're wasting your time. They're gonna tell you that, oh, you a loser, you a failure. Let them say you a loser. Let them say you a failure. But when you come back, I bet you, Carson, he's coming back. He's just going through his thing right now. You know, he want time to himself so he can focus on other plans. It's not like he quick, like he ain't doing nothing at all. It's not like he quick, like he's not gonna stream no more. He's not gonna do, you know, he's not gonna be a creator no more. No, he just wanna do other thing. The man is young. I think it's like what, 23, 22, 23, just turned 23, something like that. You know, he just wanna do different things, you know? He just wanna do different things. The man have other goals, other idea. He just want to start working on his idea, like he's doing right now. He's doing working on his clothing brand. You know, so we need to. We really need to think about things. We really need to take a step back. Like me, I'm still taking step back. I'm still thinking a lot every day. I think a lot. This show that I just started yesterday is because I was thinking about different strategy. I told myself like I need to do something that even if I'm like 100 years old, I can still do it. So being like a live streamer, just sitting here talking to you guys, is something that I know that I will be able to do even like if I'm like 100 years old. I'm not gonna stop no time soon. I thought gaming was gonna be it, but I'm in a point of my life right now, to be honest with you. I'm starting to get bored of gaming every day. Cause like every time I go live, I feel like I'm forcing myself to play the game. You know, so I'm still gonna do it, but I'm gonna take a step back from that. I used to do it like 6 days a week. I probably would just do it like 4 days a week. We move 2 days, and I usually stream like Call of Duty Warzone. That was my main game that I've been streaming, and I started feeling discouraged. And then now when I go live, I kept dying so quick. I used to be so good at the game. Now it's like I'm dying so since they changed, like the game. Now they have a new map. Now they have like it's like a new season. The gun, they change the gun, all the setting all change, and then it's like I die so much. It's hard for me to win a match. It's hard for me to get a kill when I used to be good at it. And then I told myself, let me take a step back from Call of Duty Warzone. Let me start playing different games. So now I start playing, GTA. I start playing. There's this new Japanese game. What is the name of it again? Um, where the ring, something like that. It's like a new Japanese, or story mode game that is like a open world game that you go on mission, you do things or if you don't want to do the like the tasks, you can just walk around doing different things. It's a very good. I feel like when I play story mode game, I can play the game longer. I can stream for like 3 to 4 hours. But when I'm playing like shooting game, all you doing is shoot, 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 shoot. I feel like I'm not really into it. I only last an hour and then I just get off. So I told myself, let me take a step back from that. Let me start playing different games. Let me start playing story mode like GTA. I can be in GTA, doing different. Because GTA have multiple things. It's like you can take all the games together, combine them in GTA. Doing GTA. So yeah, that's another thing that I did. That's another thing that I told myself. You know, I told myself that I need to, like I need to take a step back. Yo, good. Yeah. Thank you, Yahweh Faith TV. Welcome to the channel. You know, so yeah, I took a step back from that, and then like I say, I need to do things different. Like I said, this show, I'm gonna add different things. When I start growing, I'm gonna have interviews. I'm gonna have interviews with different people. That's when I grow. Like the channel grow, the more people viewing me, watching me, subscribe, support my channel too. So I can be able to do more things. So the more I grow, the more I'm gonna add, the more things I will do. It's just like everybody have a start point. People you see that become like a millionaires that have millions of viewers, subscribers, they started somewhere. Like I Should Speed did more than a year streaming to one viewer. Streaming to one viewer. He never quit. He did his stream like he's talking to a million people at the same time. And he only had one viewer, and that one viewer supporting him. That one viewer, every time he go live, that one viewer, like join his stream. That one viewer support him, push him, you know? And then now look, the man have, last time I checked, he have 47 million subscribers on YouTube. All his videos got millions of million views. When you go live, sometimes like the man have 500,000 people watching him at one time. Sometimes he had 1 million people watching him at one time. Everybody had to start somewhere. So this is my starting point. Once again, I'm asking you guys, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't followed, it depends on where you guys are watching me right now. Support me. It doesn't hurt to just follow someone. It doesn't hurt to just like somebody page, somebody videos, shoot a comment. Even if you curse me out, that's a comment. You know, I'm not just looking for the good comment. I'm not just looking for the good comment. It can be like a bad comment. It's still good. Comment is comment. So without you guys, I would not be able to grow this channel. This is my starting point. This is my second day going live, you know, going live as a, like just chatting streamer. Right now, I'm just a just chatting. In the future, I will do IOL. I will do different things. I will start doing interviews. I will start, like doing a whole lot of different things. So yeah, we have to take a step back in life, man. The year just start. It's just the 15 days in January 2026. Take a step back. Like think. Even if things are going good for you right now, you can still take a step back and see how can you make it better. That's like something that we're supposed to be doing every day. Making ourselves better daily. Making ourselves better daily. Improving ourselves daily. Improving your relationship, improving your work, improving your career. If you are a streamer, improving your streaming. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking for different strategies to improve myself as a streamer. If you are a gamer, improving your skills. Like improving ourselves. should be like a full-time job every day. You know, you wake up today, say, okay, yesterday was good. Let me do better today. You know, yesterday was like 10, like 10 point. Today I wanna do it like 15 point. Or even if you just add 2 point to that 10 point. Like yesterday, I did 5 push-up yesterday. Today I'm gonna try to go for 6, or I'm gonna try to go for 10 push-up. That's something that I need to do. I have not been in the gym. I gained some weight. There's couple, equipment that I purchased. I'm supposed to get them like on the 19, so I can exercise at home. You know, cause that's another thing that been kind of stressing me. It's not exercising. You know, I usually not be big. I'm not humongous. I'm not humongous, but my stomach came out a little bit. My chest, my I don't even have those buff chests. I can say my titties came out a little bit. And then my face kind of chunky a little bit. So that was kind of stressing me because I didn't used to be like that. So I took a step back. I took a step back last year. I said, you know what, next year, 2026, I gotta work on my health, like work on my body. Because if I don't have a good health, I will not be able to do what I'm doing. Because like exercise help you to de-stress. Exercise help you to focus more. And me not exercise kind of make me stress sometime. And if I do, sometimes like I'm so stressed and I only do like a little bit of exercise, and I felt the difference. I felt like the stress just dropped. So that's something that I told myself I need to do. I need to do that. So I can be able to focus to continue streaming. I almost not streaming today. At first I told myself I was gonna do it at 1 p.m. I went live yesterday at 1 p.m. and I took a step back. I said, I don't think 1 p.m. gonna work because this thing that I do during the day. Because right now I'm supporting my family right now because my dad got stroke. They usually need me during the daytime, and then I say 7 p.m. is a perfect time. Tomorrow it might be at 8 p.m. tomorrow because it's something that I do at six to 7 p.m. Central Time. So I might start at 8. So Friday I'm gonna start at 8 p.m. Central Time. you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just keeping it like that. And then after like a few weeks, right now I'm training the algorithm right now. I'm training the algorithm on YouTube. I'm training the algorithm on my new Twitch. I just created a new Twitch account today for this platform. I have a Twitch account for my gaming. Like I say, I'm separating everything. I don't want to do that with my gaming. So I just created a Twitch account today with the same name, the JUBIE Vibe, and then yeah. So yeah, doing all those stuff, and then you know we able to make ourselves better. We able to make ourselves bad. We able to do things better. We able to do things bad. You know, something that I always tell my parents: God made our body to heal Himself. You know, like if you get cut right now, like the cut gonna heal in a day or two. You know, it's like we are immortal, but we're not immortal. If you know what I mean. Cause like, let's say somebody shoot you like in your heart. If you don't die, your heart gonna heal. You know, somebody shoot you like in the stomach. If you don't, if the bullet don't hit the spot that can kill you instantly, you will heal. So we able to change our life. We able to change ourselves. You know, a lot of you go into anxiety right now. You know, if you take a step back, you're gonna find out what caused your anxiety. And if you really think about it, you will be able to remove yourself from that anxiety. That anxiety can be caused by something very simple. You know, that anxiety can that anxiety can be because of something very simple. You know, and then the moment that you the moment that the moment that you take the time and think about it, you're gonna say, wow, I cannot believe that was the cause of my anxiety. A lot of you go into anxiety because, oh, my boyfriend left me. Oh my God, this man was the best man in my life. He left me. I cannot do nothing without him. And then you start putting yourself in anxiety. You start putting yourself in depression. The depression can be like a job that you wanted that you didn't get. You start stressing about it. You start getting into depression. When you think about it, you're gonna say, wow, that was something simple. I can just change that. So we able to change everything that's going on in your life, around your life. You just have to take a step back. You know, you just have to take a step back and think about things. You know, think about things because the more you think, okay, I'm not saying like for you to just take a step back and think about stuff and then not do nothing about it. You can choose to take a step back and then thinking about your life, thinking about things that you are doing right now, and then you figure it out a lot of things about you. You figure it out a lot of things that you are doing that you shouldn't do, and you still choose not to change it. You know, if you know that you're not gonna change, there's no point of taking a step back. Just keep going. If that's what you want, if that kind of lifestyle, I'm not gonna force nobody to change their lifestyle. If this is like the kind of lifestyle that you want, the kind of thing that you want to keep doing, go ahead and do it. You know, but if you've been thinking about be better, do better, the best and the first thing to do is take a step back. Take a step back and then relax a little bit. I'm not saying for you to quit your job and for you to stay home because we got bills. We gotta pay bills. America, it's a bill. America, it's a bill country. You know, America is a bill country. There's a lot of bills in America. So I'm not saying like for you to just stop working. That's not what I'm saying. But think about your life. You know, even if you're like a small kid, don't think like because you're a kid, you cannot change your life. A lot of kids these days, I've been seeing like a lot of kids these days that disrespecting their parents. You know, a lot of kids these days. Sometimes I ask myself, wow, why this generation is like that? This generation is corrupt. Kids don't respect their parents. They talk to their parents any kind of way. They curse to their parents any kind of way. They're shooting their parents. They're killing their parents. Oh my God. Sometimes like I say, wow, that is like crazy. That is very crazy. You know, even the kid need to take a step back these days, man. We need to take a step back. I don't care how old you are. If you are watching this later, if you make it, this far, because I've been live for 48 minutes. If you make it that far, and then like you hearing what I'm saying right now, take a step back. Take a step back and ask yourself, why am I so disrespectful? Let me think about my life because being disrespectful is not good. You know, I'm supposed to respect my parents because they are the one that feeded me. They are the one that that put me to school. They are the one that give me a roof. A roof. They are the one that buy me things that I want. You know, I should not. They are the one that are cooking for me. If my parents not here, I'm very young. I don't have a job. Blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be able to eat. I'm not gonna be able to wear the shoes that I want to wear. Blah 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 blah. You know, We need to take a step back and think about those stuff because being disrespectful is not good. There's a lot of kid. I have been watching like a lot of videos on YouTube, on Facebook, about like police. Like police video that doing like traffic stop, and then like the people just running away because their license might be expired, or their tag might be expired, or they don't have no insurance, or they have warning, or they have dope in the car. There's one video that I saw. I saw like a police is chasing like it was two first, one, two, yeah, chasing like two kids. The police got a gun saying like, get out, blah blah blah, get down on the ground. And like I said, who's this? He was like two little kids. One of them was the youngest one. How old was the youngest one? The youngest one was 9, I believe. Or was it 10? Yeah, it was like 10, 11, and 13. Yeah, 10, 11, 13. I think. Oh, well, was it 9, 11, 13? The 11-year-old was the one driving the car. They were driving the car so fast. They ran to people like mailbox, people cars, doing all the crazy stuff. They showing you like the videos when the police was chasing them. They show you the video where where the police was chasing them. You know, I apologize. Somebody kept calling my phone. Yeah, they show you like the video where the police was chasing them. They was driving so fast. You know, I'm asking myself, and I told myself, I bet you like those kids play too much GTA. They play too much GTA. They're just trying to be like GTA, do the things in GTA. There's some game parents should not let their kid play. I'm telling you, you are corrupting your own kid, your own children. Because like there's some stuff they should not be playing. There's some game they should not be playing. GTA have all kind of people like cursing a lot, cursing a lot. There's a lot of grown up cursing this, cursing that, smoking. Like they training those kids. I agree. Yeah, I agree too. They training those kids like, and like I said, like, and then there's another video. There was like a few kids, a few young boys, maybe like 4 or 5 of them, or maybe 5 or 6 of them. Once again, they've been doing a lot of bad things. They've been hijacking people's car. They've been fighting. They've been breaking bank. They've been like, like breaking store, going to people's store that, like they break those people's store 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Young kid. The oldest one, I believe, was 17. 17, 16, 13, 12. And then like, then I'm asking myself, like, first of all, like, why those parents doing that? Why are you allowing those kids to be out? Like in that time, us parents, we need to take a step back. We need to take a step back and see, like, hold up. I don't think I'm being a good parent. Hold up. I'm doing something wrong. Like, why my kids are like that? You need to take a step back and check on your kid. Check in your kid's bedroom. Trying to figure it out what your kid are watching on the internet. Who's their friend? Check their phone. Like who are they like having conversation with? Especially the kid that play Roblox. There is a lot of predator on Roblox. There is a lot of sex offender on Roblox. There is a lot of hackers, on Roblox. There is a lot of community of terrorists on Roblox that training those kids or to be a terrorist, that training those kids or to do this. They are meeting up with your kid when you're not around. They're going to your kid house, grown men, 40, 50 years old, sleeping with 12-year-old boys. We need to take a step back and say, like, you know what? I need to figure it out what my child doing, Go to the school, check, like check on the school, like trying to figure it out what they're doing. You feel me? Ask that teacher, like, how's my kid grade? A lot of parents, they don't even know what's going on to their kid. A lot of parents, they don't know what's going on to their kids at work, at school. They don't even know their kid, like grades. A lot of you, your kid are being bullied by other kids. They're taking your kid's money. They're beating up your kid, and you don't even care about that because most of them they just busy. They're just busy with sleeping around with men. Like getting their behind done, getting like plastic surgery. Doing all they're doing. They don't care for their children. They don't care for the kid. They just let the kid do whatever they want to do. We need to take a step back. Just like the kids need to take a step back, us parents, we need to take a step back. You know, we need more strategy. We need new strategy. Feel me? We need new strategy. We need new ways to raise our kid. I know, like the government in America protect kid. If you whoop your kid, they're gonna lock you up, blah blah blah. Not in my country. As you guys know, I'm not American, I'm Haitian. Not in my country. The whole neighborhood will whoop you. And if you go and complain to your parents, oh, my next neighbor whoop me, your parents will whoop you. They will whoop you because you snitch on them. They will whoop you because you got whooped. That means that you did something bad, and no police can touch you. You call police not even gonna rest their time coming to you. If they show up, even the police will whoop you. You know, I know now there's a lot of things going on in my country right now. People are very careful, but there's a lot of young boys in gang killing a lot of people, doing all the stuff. So now, for the past 5, 6 years, things are very bad in my country right now. Parents are very careful now. They still gonna whoop you. They still gonna whoop you. Don't get me wrong. They still whoop you. So we need to take a step back as parents as well. To check on our kids, to pay more attention on our children's. To pay more attention on them, to actually, a lot of you don't sit with your kid and talk to your kid, have conversation with your kids. A lot of you, your kids are looking for your attention. Your kid want to talk to you. They want to ask you questions. A lot of you, your kid grew up to be a gangster, grew up to be a killer, grew up to be a rapist, grew up to be, a drug dealer, grew up to do this, to do that. It's because we don't raise them good. You know, it's because we don't raise them good. It's because we allow them to do whatever they want to do. It's because we don't take the time, to find out what's bugging them, what's going on to them. You spend more time on chasing women, chasing men, chasing this, chasing that, than spend time with your own kids. You know, I used to be a student counselor. I talked to, at first, I started as a security guard, at Brother Job Court. Maybe some of you guys don't know about that. Brother Job Court, it's like a program when they take kid from jail, kid you know, that been having bad behaviors and blah blah blah. They put them like to the program. They train them, like career. Some of them they choose to learn or to become, like a welder and nurse and this and that. So I started as a security officer. I was doing my job as a security, and I also was doing my job to talk to those kids. A lot of kids got so attached to me. They used to call me Mr. Gene. They got attached to me a lot. They telling me their story, asking me advice, and everything like that. I changed a lot of their life because a lot of them, they love to fight, they love to rob people, they love to take drugs, and kept going back and back to jail and then the jail have program with the job court and to send people to the job court if they qualify, if they graduate, they're gonna let them out of jail and this and that. And a lot of them saying like, I hate my mom, I hate my dad. If I ever see them, I'm gonna kill them. I say, hold up. Why do you say that? Like, why do you hate your parents so much? And then a lot of them say like, man, it's because they never give me time. You know, my mom, all she do is drugs, sleeping around, selling herself for money. You know, I never get my parents' attention. You know, I never get attention from my parents. One of them said like they allow me to do whatever I want. That's why I'm like that. You know, like, you know, they mistreat me. I see my dad beating my mom beating my dad. I see this, I see that. I say, oh, you know, I talk to them, I listen to them. And then like some of them saying like, you know, Mr. Gene, you are the first person that give me time to talk. You don't interrupt me. You don't talk over me. You know, their counselor at the program, you know, when they're trying to talk to them, they talk over them, you know, because a lot of them, they think like they're better than those kids. If you act like you're better than those kids, you're not going to help them, you know, you will not help them at all. You know, I say, yeah, you know, I like to listen to people, but the one that say I hate my parents, if I ever see my parents, I'm gonna kill them, I'm gonna do this, and I tell them like, hold up, try to find one thing that can make you forgive your parents. And they say, why should I forgive them, man? Why should I forgive them? I say, hold up, think about it. Look the way you are right now. You are stressing, right? You're going through anxiety because a lot of them take medicine for anxiety, PTSD, depression, you know, like mental health problem because of what they've been going through, within their family. I say, look what you are going through right now. You're in this program because they want to help you better your life. You know, you're trying to become you in the welding program. You know, some of them, you know, they in the program where they learn how to build a house. You know, I forgot the name for that. And then you are stressing, right? But where's your parents? Your parents are living their life. They are living their life right now. They're having fun. They're traveling. They're not even thinking about you right now. They're not even stressing for you. And then you stressing. You're going through a lot. You're dwelling on the past so much, you're not able to move on. You're dwelling on the past so much, you're not able to do better. You know? You know, that's a conversation that, you know, I'm gonna get deeper into it. Sorry. You know, that's another conversation that I'm gonna get deeper into it. And then, like I say, so I bet you, let's make a bet. Let me give you one thing. If you're not able to find one thing to forgive your parents, let me give you one thing, especially your mother. She carried you for 9 months, right? She could have killed you. She could have had drink something, you know, like had miscarriage, right? But she carried you for 9 months, some of you 6, 7 months. But she carried you until she pushed you out. And then she raised you. Yeah, there was a point in your life things wasn't good, but she raised you. She could have give you to a foster home, but she didn't do that. She kept you. Yeah, she been sleeping around. A lot of them they sleep around because they're making money to feed you. That's what they feel like they're able to do to support you. Find that one thing. Take that one thing that she carry you in her stomach for 9 months. She pushed you, you know? Take just that. I bet you that little thing should be enough for you to forgive them. You know? And then like I told them that after you do that, I bet you your life will change. So after that, after like a year or two, you know, I left the job and stuff like that. You know, 2 years, yeah, 2 years, I left the job and stuff like that. And then 3 years later, a lot of them sent me friend requests on Facebook. And then they say like, yo, Mr. Gene, remember me? I said, yeah, you know, I remember you, yo. I said, what's going on? What you been up to? They said, man, I'm doing good. I took your advice. Oh my God, the moment I choose to forgive my parents, especially my mom, I don't go to anxiety no more. I don't suffer PTSD, depression no more, because that was the thing that was making me suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD. They say I'm doing good now. I am a welder. I work at the oil field and stuff like that. That was like in Minot, North Dakota. That was in Minot, North Dakota. You know, I work at the oil field. I'm making like $45 an hour. I'm doing good. I'm married. One of them told me like I'm married now. I have a kid. You know, I'm doing good, Mr. Genie. It was all because of you that gave me time to talk. You know, so us parents, we need to take a step back and allow your kid to talk to you. Your kid just want to talk. Your kid want to see you giving them time, you know, time to talk to them. You know, that's all we have to do. That's all we have to do is talk with our kids. After that, once again, welcome to the Juby Vibe. I appreciate you guys. I'm only gonna keep my live streaming 1 hour for now. You know, when I start growing, I start having a lot of people engaging. Sending message, everything like that. I'm gonna do longer, but right now I'm just keeping it 1 hour. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow, share, like, and comment. Even if you are watching me later on, because after this, the video gonna be post. For you guys can watch it later. If you are watching my replay video right now, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Gladly appreciate it. Support your boy. Good conversation. That's a conversation we're gonna be having every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we can build a strong community. So, but without you guys, I will not be able to do that. So that's why I'm asking you guys to share, like, comment, let your people know about my channel. Is all depending on where you are watching me. Gladly appreciate it. Welcome to